Welcome to the Golden Feather. Grab a pint, a plate, and pick your seats. Your hosts, Virtek and Chibi are back from their latest adventures.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of the Golden Feather, episode 60. And we're just chatting with you on this wonderful Black Friday holiday. So, welcome in.
Yes. Thank you for stopping by.
Evening. Yes, you did make it, Zia.
Hey, we missed you. You were vacant last week.
Yes, sorry.
Yeah, we figured there'd probably be a bunch of people still hanging out with family or maybe going out shopping. Who knows? But either way, probably just relaxing and maybe not trying to tune into podcasts. But we figured we'd still come on and just hang out with peoples. Playing Frasmo! In all caps. I love it. With the resub. Oh yeah, Mr.
Thank
Prickless.
you.
Mucho apreciado.
Yeah. Hurts. Aw, man, 4 months.
Oh man. 4 in a row. Oh, on a roll.
Crazy.
On a roll. Gotta turn that into 40.
Oh gosh. 40 months, that's a long time.
Yeah, I don't
How
think
many
we're 40
years is
months
that?
old yet.
4 years
That's
almost?
3 years. 3 years and a couple months. Yeah,
Oh,
we're
wow.
not quite that old yet.
It's kind of old.
But
23
today
years,
being
4 months.
23 years, 4 months. Nice. Just saying, maybe we will get there that long. 23 years. Could you imagine if Ashes lasts 23 years?
Be a while.
I mean, maybe as a
Fingers.
franchise, I could see it being like 3 games in and a bunch of books, and we'll be like old people going to the movie theater for the latest Ashes movie or something.
Remember
Like the
back
Marvel
when we were
cinematic.
younger and there was the pre-alpha?
Yeah, it'd be like the Marvel Cinematic Universe gone wild or something.
Just saying, I'll be almost 50. Do you have a podcast?
Do you have a podcast? You may or may not be watching it right now.
Yes. How was our Thanksgiving? Well, the theater. First off, how was your Thanksgiving? Second off, we had some Friendsgiving last night. It was fun.
Yeah, I had a small little Friendsgiving thing. It was enjoyable. It was enjoyable. Not as large and crowded as I'm used to having for family gatherings of like 30 people. But
Dear Lord, you would kill me if you brought me to a party of 30 people, just because I've never had that many people ever for any holiday. Oof.
yeah. Usually it's my best friend, his family hosts, and we join them, and they have a much bigger family in the area. So
I'd be so overwhelmed, but it
It's a
would be
whole lot of
probably
stuff.
fun.
it is fun. Chaotic, but fun.
Oof. I'd probably be hiding in the corner like New Year's Eve.
Yeah.
There was so many people I didn't know, so I was just like really overwhelmed, and I was just like, I'll stand over here and observe. This is the safe corner. And then
I could see you doing that with the Thanksgiving stuff too.
yeah, well, Philip did bombard me. What are you doing in the corner? Why are you in the corner? Stop being in the corner. Dang it. Fine. I'll try to talk to people. What do I even say? What do I even say to them?
So, did anybody else take part in the Thanksgiving celebrations, or did most everybody just kind of hang out at home with whoever happens to be in that same domicile? Did you do anything for the Black Friday thing? I know that a lot of stores did online stuff, which makes me curious what they're gonna do for Cyber Monday.
Well, some websites that I was looking at actually have a whole weekend of Black Friday. 3-day sale.
Yeah, Black
4-day
Cyber
sale.
Friday, Monday weekend. Yay!
That's funny.
I mean, with this year's everything going on, I mean, it would make sense to do that.
Yeah, I agree. Also, with this year's whatever is going on, both of us are looking at things going, if I had money. Ooh, keto stuffing is yummy. I think we had that
would be an
last
interesting.
year.
Did we?
We had it one year. I remember we made it because it was really yummy and I really liked it. And I was just like, I like this over normal stuffing.
Imagine it being made out of like the fathead pizza dough stuff.
Oh, man. So yummy. Also, keto pumpkin pie is pretty delicious. I've made that guy a couple of keto pumpkin pies. So
I made a creme brulee with pumpkin in it.
Yum.
That was yummy. And that was very, very keto because we didn't use sugar. We used, like erythritol and stevia.
Keto cornbread.
Because erythritol will still have like that crispy topping to it. It'll caramelize like sugar does. So
yeah. Keto cornbread sounds yummy.
Nice. So, assuming as how we don't have a the normal monthly live stream because they kicked it off till Monday, which I'm curious if they did that because of the holiday stuff specifically, or if they did it because maybe waiting until the Monday, because maybe they're waiting on some other information through this week or something instead of doing it like say earlier this week on Monday. Yeah.
Well, I'm sorry, Z. Sometimes we like to chill and just chat with you guys one-on-one. And we realize that, Friday is also a holiday for a lot of people, and they're probably spending with family or chilling, getting their relax on. Probably still stuff from last night's dinner and still sleeping.
Yeah, we just wanted to do something chill, not give anybody like a place they had to be and make them get all pretty and everything. So we're just going to hang out with you guys and chill by ourselves this time around.
It's been a very long time since our last community night with just hanging out with you guys one-on-one like this. We just kind of wanted it to be literally chill. I mean, even for us, because as fun as it is making a podcast, there's a lot of work that goes into our podcast. So not saying that we don't do work even on like chill streams, but it's less work.
Yeah.
Work.
No. Yeah, I was gonna say because we gathered a couple topics of conversation and whatnot and dug through a whole lot of forum stuff and Reddit and Twitter and found some interesting things, but it's still nowhere near as much work like actually going through and watching content from the other people purposely to prepare for the podcast and all.
Theater Elf asks, do you think the new cosmetics will be slightly seasonal?
Well, I'm not sure if you saw the leak from Miss Maggie, but they've already leaked at least one piece of the set. It's seasonal to the point that it's covered with ice. It's not seasonal to the point where it has nothing to do with any holidays or anything.
Yeah. And I know that they're trying to stay away from that, but I wonder what kind of Varen holidays they will be having. And if they will be similar in time frame to real life holidays. Not exactly like the 31st being Halloween, but sometime in October there being a creepy oriented
yeah
thing. I don't know.
Yeah, I know the one image Maggie sent out, it has like Lich King vibes, and other people were naming other games as well. And
do we have that?
I can dig it up real quick. I think they popped it up on Twitter, actually, and I didn't think to grab that.
I could go grab it off of Twitter. That's fine.
But yeah, it definitely has some. I don't want to say like in a negative way, but it has some common tones and appearance as some other games and some other themed armor that you see in some main characters and whatnot. But it's one of those things where it's common because it looks so badass, and like that kind of appearance just comes to mind when you think, how can I make somebody look absolutely vicious? And it's just that style just always surfaces time and again. So not in a bad way, but in a good way. It looks really solid. It's a tried and true design. And yeah, which if only you could get a 3000 series NVIDIA, because I was just talking to Chibi about that. One of her friends was talking about looking for good places with GPU sales for Black Friday, and I was like, well, just look for the 3070. I mean, it's got to be. Oh no, it's sold out everywhere. Nobody has one. But yeah, price for performance. I kind of wish, because I got for my mini upgrade for a GPU, I went from my old ass like 290 series AMD card from like 1982 or something.
Yeah.
I think it was actually like 2015, I think 2014. But either way, yeah, I went from that to a 1660, which is a huge increase up, but I would have held off if I knew the 3070s were coming out, and I would have just spent a little bit extra and gotten one of those.
Yeah, I didn't see it, by the way, on their Twitter anywhere.
I'm going to have to go to I'm gonna go to Discord and I'm gonna pull it out of there.
The newest thing I see is the Happy Thanksgiving stuff.
Okay. Maybe it was a Discord only leak. Do.
So, speaking of World of Warcraft, because I just saw something that Simmer posted where Steven and the crew signed the board games that they were giving away during the thing. I heard that Z's been playing Shadowlands. Please, tell me how your experience is, because I have another friend that's playing too, but I don't really have any interest. But is it any good? Oh no, there's a lot to remember and do. Aw. And there was an APOC one, sort of like a 15-second one. Oh yeah, true. But I'm just making gold at the moment. That's fair. I remember the gold grind. Ugh, and the mount, the spider mount, that was like $500,000. Ugh. It's horrible.
Here it is.
Horrible
it
gold.
was. I had to dig it up. It was a Maggie post in AOC discussion.
Shut up.
On the 25th. So 2 days ago, she dropped that in there.
You said the 25th, my mind went December for some reason. I was like, no, it's not December 25th yet. That's a whole month away, literally. Wow.
Maggie may be a magical addition to the team, but I don't think she's that magical. Okay.
True.
Yeah, see what I mean? It has kind of like that, the tried and true style that has that like the little curved horns coming out, like the long horn look, and that weird spear scythe combination thing.
I'm gonna pull it up
I don't
on
know.
chat for them. I just gotta find the right spot to save it real quick.
Let's see, just making gold at the moment there. See? Oh man. So you're like not even adventuring through it, you're just like you started at the beginning, like farming things to sell. Oh, see, and I've totally lost track of all that stuff, like what everything is, because apparently they reset all the levels and now you're like a small person. And you're not you're not like 120 or something.
I saw somebody playing and they hit like 55 and I was like, didn't we hit 55 like a long time ago?
Yeah, they redid a lot of stuff.
Yeah. I think that looks
That
cool.
power creep.
Old lady. Oh, I'm 60. I'm on holiday this week. Nice.
But hey, speaking of random stuff, wait, they really need to leave out the weapons if they're not going to. Yeah, that
Wow.
that is something that I wish, is that they would leave out some of this stuff, unless they're going to maybe include that stuff in the future.
Or maybe
And
it's
they
going to
want
be
to-
something to complete your set in game.
Yeah, I mean, it might be maybe something like those items are in game, and the only way to get the armor to match it is to buy the cosmetic stuff now. And then
Why do I feel
weapons.
like-
Exactly what Shinaso said. Yeah, weapons earned in game maybe, or maybe they're going to be in future cosmetic releases,
Maybe.
and they're going to release just those as like the accessories.
Why do I feel like a Lich Tauren when I look at this?
A what?
Lich Tauren
Yeah.
with the horns.
Yeah, or the in-game cosmetic shop. I mean, that very well may be the case too.
True.
That would actually be a smart move for continual income.
True. I was gonna say that would kind of suck though, because I would buy the cosmetic and then later have to buy the weapon instead of being able to maybe earn it in game or something. Sorry, I got a new tripod. I totally just kicked it.
Why you gotta be so violent?
Chibi is having an earthquake over here. I checked a video out where they were excited about the weapon on the costumes, and I had to post that they weren't included. Oh no. Yeah. Well, the weapons still do look cool though. If that's a concept and that's something that you can get eventually, as long as it's an eventual thing. But yeah, if you can't actually get the weapons, I agree, leave them out. It does add to the cool factor, but it adds to the suck factor if you can't even get it. So it's like, why'd you show me something I can't even get? Come on.
Yeah, the one thing I'm actually really curious about when it comes to stuff like that, because I only have a couple gripes with their cosmetic systems and the pre-sales and whatnot. And one of them is exactly what you mentioned, like putting the weapons in there if they're not included. The other is when the items make a mention of an aura, but there's no actual aura included with the item. Because people would pay probably 5 to 10 times the amount if it did actually come with an aura.
Yeah.
But I mean, just saying that there is an aura that comes with them, yada yada. Or I think the one set that I keep referring to, and I can never remember the name of it, that had like the blue lightning bird, and there was a ring in there, and it said something about giving them uncanny dodging abilities, and then this tiny text said, "Yeah, this ring doesn't do anything except for be a cosmetic piece. No aura, no dodging, no special abilities or anything." But I kind of wish they wouldn't mention that in those descriptions if it's not going to come with that, unless they put in like it is said that, like a legendary thought or something like that, that's what they say.
Before we returned to Vera, in the olden days, this ring used to give dodge, but now with the new world, it is nothing but a priceless artifact. I don't know, something like that.
Yeah, or like the urban legend says that, which, can they really say it's urban legend if there is no urban centers built? Food for thought. Maybe it can't be an urban legend.
Veran legend states.
Yeah, exactly. But I am curious what they're going to do with the rings, though, because I know in other games like World of Warcraft that have rings and you can wear them and they have some kind of an effect in the visible world. Like the diamond ring will actually have like a sparkle to it, like a bling every once in a while. But other than that, you can't see it. That. Yeah, like you can't actually see the ring on somebody's hand. So buying an accessory like that, it should have some kind of impact besides just cosmetic. If it's not going to have an aura, or if it's not going to have some kind of a shine or something, it's just going to be this like white or gold or silver colored pixel on your finger that somebody will have to zoom in as you're standing still at the bank and wait for your idle animation to stop so the zoom in will go back to it again.
Yeah. Well, I don't know, because like again, they have to be very, very careful with making sure that nothing is pay to win for that stuff, Well, it might be nifty, I think, at that point, if there's actually something that it does. It's kind of a pay to win thing, I guess.
I mean, if you really think about it, if putting on a ring gives you an actual visible aura, technically in PvP, that would almost be a pay to lose. Because you're making yourself a target. It's like putting a big sign on you saying, I'm that guy. Cool.
I like that idea.
I'm that healer.
Seamless.
Maybe you can see them in the parlor games. Oh, actually, yeah, I like that. If it were to zoom in on the table.
I'm holding my cards, and like you can see my ring from.
Or if it's cool. like an overhead look at the table, and you see the person's hands out with their gauntlets or whatever.
Yeah.
Like on the table, playing with the cards or playing with the chess pieces or
the dice.
The games may end up being. Yeah. Yeah, that'd be nice. Actually, that's something I actually didn't think of at all, and good on you. It's a good suggestion. I like it.
I have no words.
I'm just saying, I hadn't even thought about something like that. That's neat.
Oh, man. Yeah, that would be really, really nifty. We need aura-infused cat ears for TV.
We do.
Yes, please. I would totally make it darker in here so that you guys can see this stuff. But if I do that, like when I make it darker, wait, is it? Yeah. Like you don't see me very well anymore. Yeah, I go weird colors. So I did make it all flashy though, so it changes different colors to try to make it more obvious up here. But I might play with the colors while looking with like all of the setup to make it more obvious, like maybe a dark blue color that like flashes up here. And it also does the sides here. Kind of cool.
Got to get you a whole bunch of like mood lighting so it can be nice and dull, but still have a nice effect instead of like, are you playing in the dark? You're gonna ruin your eyesight. Yeah.
And just look up all those videos of how the people have like the really cool like dark behind them, but like good lighting. And I'm like, I don't know how to do that. So
yeah. Wait, but this theater elf. Speaking of random things that I hadn't really thought much about, your post on the forums, the theory crafting Sanctus. And after watching Narc's latest video, which by the way, I still want to watch more of his stuff and see if we can maybe swing him onto this show. That'd be pretty nice.
Definitely.
But after watching the latest video, seeing the spatial distancing from the essence and what that means, and Sanctus being devoid of magic, does that mean that Sanctus is located in the void? Some good thought-provoking stuff there, especially when you start taking into account some of the conversation that Steven had on Sim's show with talking about like spirits being conduits to reach this and that and the other. I've also wondered if maybe the gods themselves also have souls, and maybe those souls were actually kind of poured into, like literally the god souls themselves were poured into creating the gateways.
That's an interesting theory.
And perhaps there's some kind of magic that they created like on the gingers have souls. I mean, that's a theory. It's yet to be proven.
Hey, no.
Hey, you're not a ginger. You got black hair.
Fair. But I am still Irish. I'm just Northern Irish, so I have the dark hair. But sometimes I have, during the summer, if my hair gets like bleached, I have like hints of auburn in my hair still from the Irish heritage. It's very rarely there, but it's
you're a
kind
wannabe ginger then, is what you're saying.
Meanie.
We found the imposter.
Meanie.
Black hair is sus. Black hair is sus.
Why are you so mean to me?
Because it's fun and you're mean to me in return.
What am I mean to you? I have to believe they have souls as they run in the family, right?
Okay, fair enough. Well, we got a couple people in here claiming it, so I'll concede the point. Maybe they do. It's a very strong theory that has yet to be proven, but bias will lean towards yes. but yeah, maybe Sanctus is actually placed in the
Red Sonja.
Love to play redheads in game. Yeah, Red Sonja. Yeah. Maybe it's in the realm of the gods.
Ooh.
And they're just protecting it somehow, keeping it as far from the void as possible.
Because the others, from what we were told, I can confirm that we do not like the planes. Do not link the planes. There we go.
Nice.
Thank you, Mariner.
Confirmation accepted.
What was I saying? We were told that the others and the ancients actually like to, I guess, perverse the creations by the original gods that we are able to worship, so like change them for being able to, what they believe is unleash ultimate power. So it's kind of an interesting thing. Maybe it's the gods holding us back.
Maybe.
For good reason. Because if we get too much power, then we become like what the others are doing to the creatures.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, there's so much stuff that could happen with the storytelling, just starting from the base of information that we have right now. There's so much that could be happening, depending on how the storytelling lays out. That it's almost mind-boggling to even begin to think about stuff like that, because it could really go in any directions. Like we were saying last week. I mean, the history is written by the victors. Maybe the Seven are actually the bad ones, and they wrote it as being the good people. If they can create an entire world to escape to and create gateways to connect them and transport the people there, they can surely rewrite a couple memories of the creatures that they created.
True. It's a good point. I think the Seven were upset with the ancients because they were becoming as powerful as they were.
Or close at least, yeah.
You
I think Stephen
don't
was
deserve
saying
to be powerful like us. Banish.
Yeah, how dare you? How dare you?
You think Stephen was saying?
I forget.
All good.
It wasn't terribly important, I don't think. Just random musings. But speaking of reading a fantasy books, it's obvious that history is written. Yeah. True story. You read enough reality books, and sometimes you realize that it's written by the victors.
Yeah, true.
But speaking of like finding silly reasons to just eradicate those catching up to them in power, there was another post in the forums. People were talking about list the reasons why you'd PK somebody that doesn't want to fight back.
Please don't PK me. I just want sweet, sweet dandelions for my alchemy.
And that's the thing. I mean, I know outside of Z, apparently, there's not many bloodthirsty people that hang out in our chat here.
Quick, get the lava.
So I'm not sure if anybody else would. She's a lava, not a fighter. She's a lava, not a fighter. But no, like if there's any reasons why you would PK somebody that doesn't want to fight back, can you think of anything that it would be? Like if someone's just minding their own business or whatever, but they don't want to become a combatant, but you're just like, I'm gonna slay him anyway.
I like number 2. Number 2 is a good reason. I would PK some stranger that follows me and attacks my target mobs, ruining my XP gain.
Yeah. Z, like, was it crying because you were laughing too hard? Because it's funny because it's true? Or are your feelings actually hurt? So I have a feeling your feelings aren't actually hurt. Because I didn't bump into you.
No,
I didn't bump into you in the apocalypse stuff, but apparently you are ruthless in PvP. Actual feels. I'm sorry. Didn't mean to hurt you. Didn't mean to make you cry.
Number 7, if an in real life friend of mine PKs for some reason I don't agree with, I will have to PK any player that targets my friend before we run away together. She's killed me several times. I'm sorry, Theater.
If my friend was an ass and somebody else tries to kill him, I'm gonna have to kill them so we can run away.
Oh no. Oh, see, I'm sorry. Come here. I have hugs for you.
Let's watch out for that knife. Hope you have back armor. Excuse me. I had something in my throat. I had to clear it out.
Z wouldn't kill me. She loves me too much.
Heart you, Z. Heart you, Z. But yeah, I don't know. I think the only situation where I would personally PK somebody who doesn't want to fight back is if I have a character that's supposed to be RP'd as basically an asshat or assassin or I don't know, backstabbing traitorous spy. I don't know, like somebody who's actually that's part of the core character that I'm role playing as. That's about it.
I like Paneth's reasons. I was bored. Someone had something I wanted. Someone was running their mouth. It was Monday because I could. I didn't want to share a spawn or loot on a bet because someone told me I couldn't, to foster open world PvP, to help people stop thinking they were safe and need to stay on their toes, because I didn't like their character or guild name. The list goes on.
Yeah. Obviously, somebody who's all about the PvP.
Right.
That's all right. Was it Vane has one that says, if you're in my group and refuse to do boss mechanics correctly,
Yes.
you're getting dead.
Or if you run away from a fight that we could have won if you had stayed. Goodbye.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. So you're kind of like on the same rationale that Sim has. Sim was like, yeah, during testing or whatever, like, I'm getting all the dirty deeds out of my system. I'm gonna go in, I'm gonna do all the ruthless, just mean and terrible things that I would love to do in the real game, but I don't want to actually do in the real game. So he's gonna be the bad guy in testing. So if you see Sim's name and you're not on his team, you might wanna duck and cover. Because apparently he's a monster too. Me, I'm just gonna be making friends with everybody. I'm gonna be in their group. Because I like doing the PvP stuff, but I'm not especially disastrous with it.
Yeah.
I can hold my own, but that's about as good as I can claim to be.
I'm not scared.
Don't be scared.
Oh man. So, does anybody have big girl? Does anybody have any holiday plans in terms of I know it's in between holidays now. We just literally had Thanksgiving yesterday, and Christmas is coming up if you celebrate that, or all the holidays in between then and now and then. I can't name all of them, but do you have any plans for the holidays? I'm good at duck and cover.
Remember, kids, when the lava comes, duck and cover.
Me and the cat still, yeah. Depends on COVID, true. Although, here in the US at least, there's been rolling shutdowns again. Like, I know West Coast, at least California, I have some friends out there, and they're apparently back on lockdown, and so is New York and a few other places.
Yeah, just wait till next year. It's going to get a whole lot more interesting. Guaranteed.
You know, I've actually been very focused on my internship, so I've been having fun with that. I'm doing a course right now for web development, and I learned the CSS part of the course, and I created a whole website talking about my love of coding and Genshin Impact. So it's like, what are your skills? And I'm like, HTML and CSS, full stack web development, Genshin, money.
Yeah, that'll probably be our gaming experience for a little bit until it becomes ridiculous like gacha games tend to do.
Yeah. I will probably do Frostfelt and EQ2 as my Christmas. Nice.
Yeah, I know we aren't really planning on much for the Christmas stuff either.
Yeah, it's hard.
Not a whole lot. Yeah.
Many things are hard.
Yeah, I mean, that's why it's pretty okay that we can't go anywhere. I'm accepting of it, not happy about it, but accepting of it because new job, uh-oh. Excuse
what?
who what? I don't
Cough,
know.
excuse
He says cough,
know.
excuse you?
Lots of things are hard.
This is true.
Yeah.
You know, shelves and tables and
really? I mean, spears are hard when you get killed with them.
Shields are hard. The ground is hard.
They're
eggs
pointy,
are
true.
hard.
But they're also hard
boiled.
because they can pierce through your flesh. And you have to have something hard enough to pierce through your flesh. So,
Oh my.
I mean,
You just went right to the violent things, didn't you?
me? No, because she said they're pointy, and I said technically they're still hard, though. What Chip said, yeah. December 18th through December 21st. Nice.
Yeah. Took off a couple days, did you? I like it.
Lava goes through flesh. That is very true.
It's true. It does.
It kills people.
Maybe not as quickly as other items, but it does. It does.
Icicles are hard and pointy. True, they are.
Actually, I played a one of those 60-minute or 60-second mystery things, or 1-minute mysteries, or whatever they were called, where that was the murder weapon because it was so ideal. It didn't leave fingerprints or evidence behind at all. Just a little puddle of bloody water. Yeah.
Huh.
Just a little puddle of bloody water. That was it.
Water doesn't hold your DNA in it?
I mean, it doesn't hold a fingerprint.
True.
Maybe if you had like skin flakes or something in there, I don't know.
Yeah,
but this was also like a bunch of years ago. So.
Well, that's fair. I was just wondering if like the cells off of your skin that flake that you don't realize are flaking would be left in the water, and if you took a sample of it, you could find out the DNA. True,
I mean, it's possible. Yeah, this was one of those books that was made for like middle school and elementary kids to like sit down and do like a quick mystery. I immediately
just go like super in depth with it, like, but what about this?
NCIS level here, like zoom in, enhance, zoom in, enhance.
Which I thought
this
was
molecule
really
of water has a partial fingerprint. We've got him.
Dun, dun, dun. Rewriting Nancy Drew novels, yeah. Depends on the size of water patch, I guess. True. Oh man.
So
lots of interesting things.
Indeed. Nancy Drew won't work nowadays because everyone has a phone. Yeah, true story. So another conversation that I thought was neat. I mean, this is an older one. We just didn't get to fit it into an older podcast. It's from like the 17th of November when it started.
Yeah.
It's called How NPCs Can Be Made Better. Yeah, she was always looking for a phone. Gotta get to a phone to call the... Oh no, we're trapped now. We can't get to one. Yeah, supposed to talk about making NPCs better. Like, they say apparently most NPCs fall into 3 categories. Either a tool, repairing, mending, potion seller, transit, teleport, etc. Like you use them for a service. Or they're story related and it may travel around the world with you depending on the story. But mainly used just to advance the plot. And then side quests and unlockables. People that are made there just for going into like completionist mode, dungeon unlocks, and mount usage and things like that.
Yeah.
And they wanted things like NPCs to stand there and say random things that may... this is from a user called Valak, by the way. They were suggesting that they have some potentially meaningless sounding conversation that can give hints to things and places to go to pick up stuff.
It's kind of like, sorry, we've been playing Genshin way too much, but if you first go into Mondstadt and Genshin, somebody's like, have you heard? There's a strange wanderer in like the wherever Wolfendom or something like that.
Yeah,
and it kind of like hints towards something happening over there. Although, in my opinion, after having like gone through the story enough, I'm like, okay, well, that clearly isn't the thing anymore because I've already met them, so why are you still repeating yourself? But could definitely be an interesting thing where like somebody could be an NPC that happened to go past the area that when the node leveled up, it ended up creating a situation where I saw this interesting new cave over here. I just didn't notice it there before or something in passing conversation. And then maybe if you talk to them more, you can get more information. I thought that'd be kind of interesting.
Yeah. Even like Final Fantasy 15 did something like that too. And I know it's a little bit of a different world because it's, a single player, fairly linear and all that.
Yeah.
But yeah, they had people talking about certain things in certain towns and whatnot. And if you go and try to investigate that, you'd find hidden recipes and hidden items and stuff like that. Like that I've always thought it'd be pretty cool because that only requires a little bit of like adding in, NPC lines to talk randomly as you pass by.
The hard part, I think, is aren't they saying something about not having voice lines.
Yeah, but at that point they would need to, because however the NPCs are going to communicate, if they're going to communicate in text, maybe they could have speech bubbles that are saying this stuff as you're like
True.
walking by, or it pops up in your chat queue.
Yeah.
The little chat window would pop up down there as like an NPC conversation.
Yeah.
And it'd have to probably be a whole separate channel for that, because some people want to filter it all out.
Yeah.
And just
I mean, I would
completely
probably
ignore
be one of
anything
those
but the group.
people so that doesn't get lost in like trade chat.
Yeah.
Although that would actually be interesting.
Yeah, I think they said no chat bubbles either, which is kind of why I ended up steering my thought towards in the chat box instead of chat bubble.
Yeah. Although, because like
But,
then at that point, it makes you have to be very observant, because if there's no chat bubbles or anything, and I mean, if you're like me, I just kind of run past people even when they're talking in games, because I'm like, okay, you're not important. You're just like side random chat, which I still really appreciate, but I think it's kind of cool. NPCs are hard because once one is found, ultimately it's going to end up on website just be meh.
Yeah,
Sure.
well, that's true for anything that's not going to be randomly or procedurally generated every single time. Like even nodes that are procedurally generated, people are going to make maps of them and put them up online.
Yeah, but then that
that's
also
gonna be a
helps other
thing.
people. Like, hey, I didn't know that you could do that. Yeah, here's a link to how you can do that, because this recipe is kind of rare and you needed to have talked to this person at this point. But also, I think that'd be kind of interesting considering the different, like that might also, momentary thought here. That might be another reason to have a siege, because what if this NPC only appears if you have a dwarven themed town or node, and your node is elven, so the same thing didn't exactly pop up. It's similar, but it's a whole other item, or maybe a whole other thing entirely. Like maybe it's a location instead of an item. But it would give you an interesting reason to maybe have a castle siege or something to change the node over to dwarven node, maybe. And then you can unlock this random NPC thing that happened. I don't know.
And you know what? Your whole talk about all that just made me think, like, I wonder how deep they're going with the reactiveness of the nodes, because they said that enemies in the area are going to level based on the level of the node and surrounding nodes and all that.
Oh man, I'm sorry.
Raids are going to be AI based, like they're going to increase with difficulty and all that as you go through. Well, what if the race that influences the node the most actually also influences racial and design traits of the armor that are in certain features that get revealed on that node as well? And sorry, what popped into your mind? Looked like
Sorry,
you're about
I
to
was just
explode.
imagining somebody being out in like the surrounding area of the node when it level pops, and they're like originally fighting what's like, for example, a level 16 boar maybe, and then suddenly the level node pops up and now it's a level 23 boar, but they're only level 20, and then they like tuck tail and run because now the creature is higher level than they are. I thought that'd just be funny. I don't know. It was kind of like a Ganon situation where people would go and gank Ganon until Ganon got super overpowered, and then it was literally a raid thing to go gank Ganon. Like, F you, we're gonna gank this dude.
Yeah, like the boar got so pissed off it leveled the entire node just so it could get stronger.
I thought that'd be a funny meme though too, like, haha, this is where we farm our boars, and then just like the boar like lights up magically and just like goes up to level 23 and then like has the anger face and starts running after the player. I don't know, I thought that might be funny. I don't know how to draw, so if somebody could do that, that'd be cute. I would appreciate it.
Yeah.
Theater L says, if you find a rare recipe, you're supposed to have it as yours for a while before it will drop again, so you can either be the only one making it or selling. True.
I like that. What I would really love if they did is if they were to put in a mechanic in there to where the master craftsman that gets a hold of that recipe would be able to actually sell partial training on that on said recipe.
Yeah, I just want the combat to feel good. I hear that. That's what they're working on right now. Tons of testing and stuff going into that, and I think it's gotten better. I do hope they let you experiment with cooking. Oh, yes. Yes. By the way, welcome in Borns for Life and Air 128.
Welcome back, Air. But yeah, the combat, I think, if I recall correctly, they said something about the Alpha 1 stuff being a lot of focus around the combat system. And that's the main focus with a lot of it, is getting network stability, game stability, and combat worked out.
Yeah.
That way they could start working on some more advanced stuff later on with the Alpha 2 and the beta and all that stuff. But especially the alphas are a lot based on stability and combat, because combining in the tab and action combat is going to be very interesting, seeing how they get that done.
Yeah. I agree. It's going to be interesting.
Well, that's debatable, Borns. If PvP is what keeps players longer, because out of everybody I know personally, and this is, I mean, obviously not like a super in-depth research on the entire player base or anything, but at least in my personal experience, everybody that I know that's played some games for the longest have been PvE people.
Hi.
And the PvP people, it's like, yeah, once they experience the PvP, unless they keep coming up with new PvP stuff, they lose interest and leave. And what I mean by new PvP stuff is not just new maps, but new concepts and new this and new that. Whereas PvE people will be happy with just advancing the story and creating basically the same encounters with different characters and stuff. And they'd be more okay with it than like PvP people that are like, it's just another capture the flag. I'm done. I'm bored.
Yeah. I'm with wood chip. System. Give a good story that lasts a long time, and I don't need PvP. Yeah, in theaters, if I could live with no PvP at all, I agree. It really depends. I mean, not discounting your love of PvP or other people's love of PvP. It just, I don't think for the kind of game that Ashes of Creation is trying to be, I don't think strictly PvP is the thing that will keep people around longer.
No, but I mean, that being said, the PvP does have to be good because it's so pervasive in all the systems.
Yeah, definitely.
It's going to be pervasive through the entire game, so it has to be good.
Yeah, I do think...
Welcome.
Sorry, I have a frog in my throat, apparently. I do think it does add to PvE content a little bit. I'm not exactly the most excited about PvP content, but I do think that having no PvP content, I could see where that can be kind of boring in terms of open world, because there are wars, there are blah blah blah, in real life. Not saying Ashes is trying to mimic real life 100%, but a lot of games that kind of drive that with in-game wars, I can find it boring over time, because it doesn't really feel realistic to me. I'm like, okay, let me fight this NPC enemy because we're in a war with them, and it doesn't feel as realistic as like another character. I mean, we're not going to have factions or anything like World of Warcraft does, but I still enjoyed when I chose to enter into a PvP realm. I enjoyed the PvP aspect part of it.
Yeah.
Yes. And, caravans, monster coins, sieges.
Yeah, see, I personally, I'm not huge on PvP, mainly because I'm not great at it. But then again, I haven't practiced a lot because I'm not great at it. Maybe if I practiced more, I'd be better. But I have always been a fan of being on PvP servers because of that sense of danger. Like, it's you narrowly escape being completely obliterated out in the middle of nowhere, and there's no other rush like it in a game like that. Like, you escaped with your life and your materials. The person did not get you, even though they were massively over leveled or whatever the case may be. Or for that matter, somebody tries to gank you and you turn it around and you defeat them and you run along your merry way. It's always dandy. But yeah,
Sorry, I was
the
opening
caravans, the monster coin system, the sieges, all of that's going to be really, really nifty. I honestly can't wait. I wish I'd gotten a chance to test any castle siege stuff, or when it comes out later on down the road. I think they're just dropping it right in the alpha instead of doing a separate mode now. But man, so many interesting things, and I'm really curious. Like, someone even mentioned there was another conversation somebody was having on Reddit about the it was kind of a misinterpretation of the corruption system, but they were saying, I hope I want to see exactly how it was phrased. Yes, I really hope the corruption doesn't end up helping bad actors, because they were under the conception that you could get flagged by accidentally hitting somebody, but and it's already been stated that you won't be able to accidentally hit somebody unless you flag on the PvP.
Yeah.
And that was even I think that even popped on during the video that Steven shared when with the fighting the dragon, when he was like, turn off your PvP.
Oh yeah. I mean, to be fair though, they had PvP on, and we kept accidentally hitting them, which would turn our PvP back on.
Yeah.
Go figure
Go figure
confusion.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, that's the thing I think everybody needs to understand. I just talked to an old friend about this the other day as well, because he was asking, what about griefing if it's a full PV? If the game is PvP, I mean, how many griefing systems are going to exist? Like, how many ways and methods and places of griefing will occur?
Yeah.
We started talking about PvP flagging, and how you have to actually flag it to accidentally, quote unquote, hit somebody who's flagged. Like, you have to actually turn it on purpose.
Yeah.
And that kind of gets rid of a lot of that.
Yeah, the dungeon PvP will definitely be interesting. I agree.
Yeah, that's the one part. But so hear me out on this. And here's one exact point that we actually talked about. Like, thanks for bringing that up. But we talked specifically about that. Like, let's say you're in an open world raid, right? And you're in there with your guild, and you have no protection because you're a small guild, so it's just you guys. Whoever's fighting the boss, and like a couple people standing by, fully healed, ready to take over his tank, like outside of any combat, so that they aren't still taking damage as well. They're ready to jump in if needed, and that's it. So you have, like, instead of the 40-man raid group, you have like 45 or 50 people.
I've never played a game with open world raids.
I haven't either, except for open world, like world bosses. But
True,
like, let's say,
bosses.
so you have just your 40 people there to raid, right? And another group comes in with another 40 people, and they decide to completely eradicate your group and take over your raid.
Yeah.
Well, now all those bastards are all corrupted. So, I mean, there's that. Hey, coffee drinker, thank you. Thank you so much. We appreciate that.
Yay.
But yeah, everybody who just took over your raid and killed you is all corrupted now. Oh, yep, there the ears go with the blinky, 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 blinky.
And even the side. It's all good. Thank you so much. We appreciate it. Deep sea fishing. Yes, take me with you, please.
But yeah, if there's a raid full of corrupted people, I mean, there's going to be, there's going to be quite the bloodbath about to happen, because there's going to be another group that's going to come in and see corrupted names, because as soon as 3 people in the raid group become corrupted, everybody's going to become corrupted because they're healing them or whatever, doing some kind of beneficial effects for them.
Yeah.
One DPS gets corrupted, and then the healers are all corrupted.
Mm-hmm.
And that's it. It's over. Like, that group is going to be destroyed by people. Like, as soon as word gets out that there's a corrupted raid, they're going to be just completely destroyed. So I don't think even those open world raids are going to be griefed to the degree that people are worried about. I think that maybe it might happen once or twice with certain large territorial and aggressive guilds that we know of. They may do something like that, but I also think they're going to roll in there with like 150 people, one raid group, and everybody else to, hang around them and protect them. Yeah, that's potentially possible too. Yeah, one big streamer and a lot of their followers on streams jumped into a guild, and yeah, that could be a possibility. There's other
Yeah,
guilds
true.
that travel from, one game to another, that they might do the same thing. They'll run in there with 150 people for a 40-man raid just to make sure their raid doesn't get smashed, and they might just bulldoze through. That's possible, but that's going to be the few and far between. I mean, how many times are they really going to run through a raid? If it's especially if it's a weekly lock, like a lot of games do. I mean, they're going to clear it once and then not come back again.
See, this is where it's kind of cool if you're like, I don't know if they're having separate servers or not, but if they have an NA server and you're just like, when are most people on? Let's go online or try to fight this boss when nobody else is really online. I don't know how the big streamers will play it online. I don't know.
Yeah, and that's actually a really good point too. A big streamer playing it live, they're gonna get sniped. Or at least attempted. They're gonna need like 200 people to protect their raid group, or else they will get sniped.
Protect me, brothers.
If they're not rolling with a 200 deep like guild group or bunch of groups, then yeah, they're gonna get sniped to hell.
Yeah.
I mean, they still might, even with a 200 person group. There might be a 300 person guild that's like, let's hunt this person down every time they go to raid. And then they're going to have to like pre-record their raids and upload them after the fact and be like, yeah, so we couldn't live stream this. So I'm just going to do commentary and hang out with you guys while I show you the video from the raid. How about that?
Okay, so speaking of raids and stuff and getting kind of away from the PvP thing, more into PvE side of things. You know how with World of Warcraft and other similar games, there's things where you can go through the logs and just look at your logs and see how everybody did. I wonder how we would go through that and be like, okay, guys, everybody maybe record your gameplay. I don't know. And then, 30-minute delay.
30-minute gameplay on a 3-hour raid night doesn't mean nothing. They'll still be in there after that 30-minute delay hits.
True. But I wonder if it'd be one of those things where everybody maybe records their gameplay and uploads it to a specific folder, and everybody's like, okay, let's see how we did this week, and everybody take notes on like what I'm going to tell you, what you should work on or whatever. I think that'd be an interesting way of combating. I don't know if they're going to have logs or not, but I'm kind of curious to see how guilds are gonna get better with raid bosses, especially with the new AI stuff. Like, I guess keeping notes of what the previous boss was in terms of the boss fight and the new things that happened.
I mean, I'll be honest, I've been part of guilds before that even with logs and even with damage meters and with all that stuff, they still did exactly that. They had a couple key members in different positions, like at least one melee DPS, one range DPS, one healer, and one tank at minimum were recording everything. And they would weekly after the raid, they would have somebody who was in charge of going through the videos and looking up trouble spots, looking up exactly what the AoE looked like on the floor, looking at exactly what the skills were. Because somebody's job, if they were, say, a ranged DPS, was if they saw the boss casting something, they had to hover their mouse over the skill for at least a second, so it would show you what it is, what they're casting. Or if there was a debuff, they had to hover over that for at least a second to show what it was. That way somebody reviewing the video could pause it, zoom in, and see what that skill did. What the description of it was. Like
right now, just your job is our first time going in here, just fight it as best as you can, but make sure to grab like mouse overs to review later, and we'll for next time when we try to do this again, we'll work on getting better and figure out like that sounds fun. Action Combat Tracker is a site that can grab combat logs. It will be easy. Interesting.
Yeah, and that's the thing is, and I don't know much about game design specifically, but unless they somehow engineer a way for like combat logs to not really be a thing that you can see, like detailed combat logs at all, then yeah, it's going to happen. Somebody's going to find a way around it, guaranteed. I mean, Action Combat Tracker, exactly. ACT and their activities in Final Fantasy 14 is a perfect indicator. They've said no, you can't do that. They're outlawed. No third-party applications whatsoever, especially combat logs and blah blah blah. Just don't do it. You'll be banned. That's their official policy, but it still happens. And if a company of that size with that much money available to them, with that IP, can't make it so that people cannot get a hold of combat logs, then I'm not sure what Intrepid will do. I'm not saying they can't or won't, but
it'll be interesting
honestly,
nonetheless.
The hyper competitive people that usually dump a lot of time and money into games would probably not participate in a game that doesn't allow them to do their own thing with combat logs, though. Pretty much guaranteed.
I feel like it's also important even on a personal level, not even like a guild PvE, PvP level, but like a personal level where what's the order of things? What are the damages I'm getting? Do I get more damage if I combine these two skills than if I combine those two skills? I think, see, Chip is right there with me. Mm-hmm. I think it's important because, I mean, I don't know because I've only ever really played World of Warcraft and a few other games. But I think it's important to have some way of understanding how to get better at playing your class, because that is partially what makes it fun for me to do MMORPGs. Like when I sit down and play D&D, I definitely, like, if I'm super serious about my character and about the campaign and it's not just a one shot, let's just do silly stuff, I will sit there and I will maximize the potential of my skills and the order in which to do them, and kind of try to make sure that I'm able to understand, do I do more damage with this and then that? Does that maybe have a later tick that I didn't think about that might accompany the damage for the next skill? Or maybe it's better to save that for another time and stuff like that. Yeah, I hear the test dummy thing.
Yeah, I mean,
I just feel like those just go so far. Plus, if there's things like the environmental reactions where they said if you're, let's say, for example, a fire mage against an ice thing, you're going to do more damage.
Dude, honestly, if they just, even on my freehold, my own freehold, right? That's it. Just on my freehold, there are 3 test dummies, one for DPS, one for tanks, and one for healers. And maybe one that actually simulates a raid boss. I don't know.
That'd
like
be cool.
A magical simulator. Make a tier 3 building or something. It's like a magical raid simulator, raid boss simulator or something. I don't know.
I just imagine your test dummy turning into like one of the raid bosses you fought before, and you just like running around your freehold trying to fight this raid boss.
Raid boss in the garden.
Yeah.
But yeah, if the freehold or guild hall, something like that, if you had to earn in some way, shape, or form a way to get like a tier 3 building that had magical abilities of creating basically a magical holodeck that gives you a raid boss to fight, and you can invite the guild over to fight it, like that would be perfect. I don't need it to be in the actual raid. I just need to be able to look and see, am I doing the best I can? Am I doing the best I possibly can to keep a tank in my raid alive as a healer? Mm-hmm. As a tank, am I mitigating as much as I can to keep my healers' mana up so that they can keep DPS alive who are standing in fire?
Right.
Yeah, I need to know that stuff, because it feels like I'm doing great isn't really a great measurement in anything, even in life. I feel like I'm doing amazing, I think.
Yeah.
No, actually, you're pretty average, and that's why we didn't give you a raise at work. Oh, okay. Well, without metrics, I couldn't tell.
Right. I have nowhere to compare myself, but I mean, that's kind of why I did make friends before I had all the extra add-ons or whatever. I made friends with like the guild healer, and I compared my stuff to their stuff and like my numbers to their numbers. And granted, things like legendaries make it very impossible because those are very hard to get in the first place. So if that person has a legendary, I can't possibly compare myself to that. Because what?
Wow, how neat would that be, actually? So yeah, that just got like a whole incredible system just unfolding in my mind. So Air says maybe you could get access to that in a high-level military node. And I just got to thinking, like, how cool would it be if there was like a Coliseum, and as a military node, as soon as somebody beat a raid boss, you could actually get that creature summonable in that Coliseum. And like they had to, like, guilds or groups or whatever could pay money to the city's tax system or something to summon that raid boss to test this or that or the other thing.
Yeah.
Or even for that matter, if a guild hall could do the same type of thing, and if you beat one raid boss, you could then say have your raid group go in and collect evidence. But yeah, have your raid group go in and like collect evidence and like traces of this and that to be able to have a copy of that raid boss in the guild hall.
Yeah.
To fight. And that's what you had to do. You had to beat one raid boss and then go in up to the next one and just collect evidence on what it is exactly and like steal an egg or something to hatch it in the guild hall so you could fight it for testing.
Oh wow.
I mean, that'd be a way around like needing oh wow.
We've been on for over an hour already. That's crazy.
Well, I'm not sure to remove the replayability of raids, because each group, especially if you use it as a guild hall, unlockable in a guild hall, maybe. Yeah, if it's done in the cities, yeah, that would keep people from going into the open world raid part.
But it's not like you're getting any loot from it either. It's just practice.
Yeah, it's just practice, so they would still need to go out into the open world, and if only one group could really fight the thing at a time and they have to pay a ridiculous amount of money to summon said creature, like pay the city like the equivalent of clearing the raid 3 times worth of gold or something just to summon one of the raid bosses to practice against. Something like that, who knows. But yeah, either way, like if you could do it just at the guild, a guild hall, and you had to beat one raid boss in order to gather intel in order to test against another raid boss, you'd still have to stay inside that raid for so long to gather everything, like fight the boss say 5 times, and after that then you could gather little bits and pieces and summon one to the guild hall. I don't know. Probably something they could work out like that, but I think that'd be really neat.
Maybe have a training academy where they kind of help you out, perhaps with dummies or boss plushies. Yeah, that'd be cool. Honestly, I think it's really important to have some way, like, I don't know how they're going to do this, so I'm definitely keeping my mind open, but there definitely needs to be some sort of way to make sure that you're doing better than you were before.
Yeah, there has to be, or like I said, the actual really competitive people will just move on to a different game if they can't measure in an actionable and definitive way if they're doing better. All they can do is trial and error.
Yeah, like I could record video of me fighting a dummy and then 2 months later do another video of me fighting the dummy and see if I got any better, but in terms of test dummies, I think that's the only thing I can really do.
Yeah.
I mean, I could always try out different things, but like, what if there's another potential for a mixture of skills that I didn't think about? What if I reskilled in that time? Can you reskill in this game? I don't know. Reset your skills.
I think you said yeah, but it's going to be a rare thing or something.
Yeah.
I mean, every game lets you reskill at least, because I mean, you might want to retrain. That would be a terrible game that didn't let you do it in some ways, shape or form, even if it was expensive.
True. Interesting. We really like having these kind of conversations with you guys, and if there's ever any questions that you want to talk about, like, because I know when we're normally doing our podcasts, like we kind of actually have been talking and we miss the chat, like the relaxed tavern chat after our streams. So I know, like, you guys have any questions and stuff like that. We really love delving into that. It's just sometimes we're either on a time frame for ourselves or our guest, you know. Snore sucks. Discuss.
It's hard to escape on a snorse. Just saying, if nothing else, I mean, it could be super swift, and that's fine. It's super swift for its snaily horse, but it's leaving a literal trail behind it. All they got to do is follow the slimy snail trail.
Slimy hoof trail?
Yeah, just follow the slimy snail trail. That's it. They can track you anywhere.
But if you guys want to see more of this kind of thing, I think we could definitely be open to doing more. Just chill chats like this after a stream or something. even with our guest, and like let the guest know, like, hey, you're free to leave anytime you need to.
Yeah. Might try and do something, a little short thing after the mainstream.
Yeah, we like the open convo too.
Sometimes it'll make it trickier for trying to raid somebody, because we'll probably have some fall off and whatnot. So
yeah,
we wouldn't be able to raid with as big a crowd, but
yeah,
that's all right. At least we'd raid with somebody, right?
Yeah. Hopefully, yeah. If there's even anybody to raid, sometimes there's nobody to raid.
Yeah. Well, such is the life of the times and days that we stream now.
It's pretty late for us, but it's pretty early for West Coast people. I think it's still 5:30.
5:30 right now. Yeah.
So no one to raid tonight.
I mean, Virtek's on.
Ooh,
playing whatever
raid.
Oxygen Not Included is. I'm not sure what that is.
I don't know. I'm sorry. The name sounded funny.
It is.
It's like my mind went to Batteries Not Included for some reason. The movie.
Oh my god, the movie with the little robots.
Yeah. Survival game.
I remember that. That was amazing.
Yeah. Man.
So has anybody else had anything that's caught their attention here lately? Or any just burning things you'd like to have discussion about?
Is there anything that we've mentioned before that you want to explore deeper also? Because sometimes we can only touch on some subjects.
Yeah. Just because, time and stuff.
I had an idea. I want to know what you think. Whatever we can't cover, we just pull to a new document that we just keep on the side for open chat for things that we just never got to cover.
Absolutely.
And that would just make it a little easier.
Oh, Lowdy. The only politics I'll bring into this channel is shit be crazy.
The only politics I'll bring into this channel is we don't have Ashes yet, so I don't know who's running for mayor.
Yeah, like I'll talk those politics all day long once that comes about.
Yeah.
Like once we actually get the time and money to get the website put up and going, I mean, that'll probably be a whole separate channel on itself.
Thank you. Yeah, actually, we might have made a friend that can help us with this website idea that we have. So all we got to do is get some time set aside so we can actually talk to them about what our idea is outside of things and stuff with websites.
Ironically, it's really hard to find somebody who, for one, has some kind of an interest in games, for two, is a good enough website developer that they can do front end and back end, and three, is willing to do said duties for said genre of content for free.
Yeah.
So ironically enough, it's really hard to find that because we're not exactly making buku bucks at this point. But maybe in the future, we'll see.
Yeah. I want to be able to change my freehold structures for the seasons. I'm hoping we can do that looking at this month's structure.
Well, I know that we can change it as we wish, but I don't know if we can like copy and paste templates for rooms or something. So you might have to do that and just take a couple days to set up all of your interior.
What Chip says, I want the seasons to last longer. Let's get that done first.
Yeah. Like 2 weeks.
I'm participating in PAX inside AOC. That would make me laugh.
PAX. Oh god, yeah. What's PAC again? It's like Political Action Committee or something like that. Yeah, I could totally see that. Entire organizations built around the political happenings of the world.
High level node building, speculation, military, and divine nodes.
Yeah, I'm waiting to see the Ashes Illuminati come to life because it's gonna happen. Like there's gonna be an Ashes Illuminati where people just they do control everything in the background and they hide away. At least on a couple servers, it's gonna be a thing.
Large lobbying efforts for mayoral races. Coffee Drinker says, good luck with the alphas. I didn't win a key, and a lot of things I had ideas for I already passed on to 4 different streamers that have keys, so I have nothing to add. It's fair. We tried winning an extra key because we already have alpha access, but we wanted to try to win a key to give away to you guys. No such luck, though. Even staying up till like 9 o'clock in the morning, I was like, ah.
Yeah, we tried. We tried really hard. But I can at least say that for beta 1 and 2, like, we're going to have some keys that will be given away for those.
Yes,
because
definitely.
we both bought packages that have extra keys, so we're going to give those away at least. Even if we don't get any from being in like a content creator program, we're at least going to be giving away some of our personal keys. Yeah. So definitely stay tuned for that. And also, Coffee, we do like to source questions from our community. So far we've had Steven, we've had Toast, we've had Maggie. Want to get Mr. Bard and maybe a Bacon on here at some
Jeffrey
point.
Bard, yeah.
Yeah. And when we get them, we're definitely going to need some questions and concerns and suggestions and stuff like that. Yeah, 80K plus for the kids was indeed awesome. That was absolutely fantastic. Break the game with the ideas you passed on. Hey, you never know. Like, ideas come from the strangest places and they get morphed around a little bit.
Honestly, look at multi-boxing. Not going to go into that, but they did kind of change their stance a little bit because of community response. So they have shown to
put it out to the community.
Open. Yeah.
They're open for any kind of input.
You're supposed to try to break the game. Exactly, Theater. Breaking the game is what alphas are for. Exactly. It's all good. I'm fine with my alpha 2 access. Game will be smoother. Yeah, true. And that's kind of the thing. Like, I understand wanting to be part of alpha 1, but even pre-alpha stuff, it's just been like, go over here. Okay, now fight everything in this one area. Now fight each other. Now use all your skills. Now do nothing. Now just jump on top of each other. Like, it's fun because it's Ashes, but it's not as fun as let's actually, be able to play some game without like some problems,
Well, Coffee, I mean, if you hang out here enough, and next time we get one of the developers on, by all means, like, give us the questions that are deep in the weeds.
Yeah.
Especially when we get Steven on again. Like, he does not shy away from answering those questions.
He likes
anybody. Yeah, if anybody else is on, that may be questionable, because I know Steven likes to field the big questions like that.
Yeah.
So he likes to be the one to get those.
It was just fun to say leaks, because like the food leak weeds.
Yeah.
Ha ha ha. Okay, here's one. Give you a sec to type it out. Virtek will be prepared to grab it for you.
Yeah, I'm gonna start a new document in the one or the Google Drive here.
Maggie beats him afterward. Oh no! Right? We were all like, poor Steven during Samirg's thing. I was like, oh man, how much did he just give away? Oh, I wonder if the relics are going to be hidden in the same places on different servers. It's a good question. Maybe it depends on the node's level. I can say it was pretty fun to play the one of the pre-alpha testing, and Steven randomly leveled a node, and then we kind of ran back because we were telling somebody like, look at this area. Oh yeah, well there's a boulder here, but yesterday there wasn't. And then like Steven randomly like leveled it, and like later on we came back and it was open, and we're like, oh look, it's open now. So that was really cool to, experience in terms of what Alpha 1 or Ashes of Creation is going to be like. I'm definitely interested in Alpha 2 because I don't think Alpha 1 is going to have any character creation yet, to the extent of what they were talking about initially with the standalone character creator.
Yeah, I think they were talking about beta is when that was coming, if I recall correctly. That's like off the top of my head, just because to me, honestly, having the character creator isn't important until we get like almost all the way through the second beta, and they're getting within the year they're going to launch the game.
Yeah.
Or even
Although it
within
would
6
be
months.
very fun with all the things that they're releasing, like the new hairstyles and stuff. Like I got really excited over the ponytail thing because I thought that looked really cool. For me, it's really hard to find a game that does really good hairstyles. After playing World of Warcraft for so long, I'm like, they're all the same. This is so boring. I want a new hairstyle.
Right. Yeah, I figure as soon as they get within like 6 months left to launch, like putting the character creator tool out there at that point would be helpful, because then it's going to help, I guess, keep at least some kind of hype, and new people find out about the game because they're starting to really ramp up efforts for advertising and such, and they can jump in and at least create their character, and that'll be something to give to like the media sites and all that.
Okay, they have fall damage. Does that include over water? Also, is it according to height, distance from the ground, or water? If it is water, would you take fall damage from splash, or will you hit the bottom of the ocean floor and then take damage? That's a great question. I actually really like that question. What do you think Stephen will cover Monday? I have no clue. Hopefully the cosmetics, because they did leak it. But that's a great question. Probably the lineup that they already had for testing, you know. And as they come out, they need to introduce all the races before they have a character creator. I agree, Theater. I'm just looking forward to it. I want to spend hours before I get into game creating my character, so I don't have to spend hours on launch day creating my character. It's like, this is my character.
I'm curious how they would do that.
Here's a food for thought question. Would they have it where you log in with your account for the character creator, or would they have like a code that you would copy and then paste into the game so that it knows exactly what you want your character to look like?
Honestly, the best setup I've seen has been a character creator that would then output a code with all the stuff. Because then you don't need to even worry about having login servers up. You don't need to worry about security of what they can, potentially hack into, because you haven't secured everything before launch.
Yeah.
And you wouldn't need to worry about having everything else like that secure at all times, and like looking for infiltrations and stuff live. You could just, here's the character creator, and it's going to export a file. That file is going to load in and, pop in all that stuff you configured for your character.
That's a good question. If you dismount in air, can you remount before landing? I can't remember. For some reason, I thought that if you were falling and you hit something, it would pop open your mount. But maybe that was just physically for like pre-alpha. I don't remember. It's been too long. BDO had a character creator beforehand that you could pick from, the ones you had made. Oh, cool. Yeah, sometimes my computer, as nice and beastly as it is, doesn't want to load things, or it's a little too taxing. Like SWTOR, just for whatever reason, my computer hated SWTOR. Couldn't play it. I was like really sad about that. I had a character named Dracanuella, and it was like, I was always on the line of like evil or good, and I would just swap back and forth. There's a fight within this one. I'd also like what EQ2 had, or still might have, where you can, anyone you see, you tune offline.
Yeah. I mean, I guess one way they could go about doing it so it's the best of both worlds would be that you could do like an offline character creator and save the documents and all, but then you could log in to upload that to your account. Like once you have one or two that you like, you could just upload that to the account, and it'll be ready and waiting for you when you do go to log in. And then you could show other people your people, or show other players your people. Yeah.
Hello, Jack Monroe. I actually really liked World of Warcraft's ability with that too. Like, hey, here's my avatar from in-game. And you could link them directly to your character.
Yeah, they had a much more in-depth system for that, though. I hope that Intrepid gets there someday, because that was really nice. Like the whole armory, you could show your character, all the achievements and everything. Yeah,
I hope that with the new web developers that they've added, that things get interesting, because they were talking about, and this is really, really exciting now that I think about it, is the ability to have a mobile version or a mobile companion app where you can possibly see guild events from your phone and maybe even add it to your own calendar. Oh my goodness. Thank you, Woodchip.
Oh, Woodchip, thank you so much.
Why isn't this
Very
working?
appreciated. Woodchip, thank you.
It's supposed to be going. Why is it not
Oh,
going?
the alert thing? Well, I think we'll have to get that worked out too.
Well, it says it's on, but it didn't do anything. And I'm a little frustrated that it didn't.
Just want to see the ears light up? Yeah, they're lighting up.
I could go extra for that. Thank you.
Yeah, there you go. Turn it on. Different types of fish for different types of food buffs, as in lava fish for a stronger food buff, toxic fish for poison potions. I could probably guarantee they're going to have plenty of different fish types, and with the way Steven has his attention to detail, I'm sure they're going to have a whole lot of different effects and different purposes for them, and they're not going to be just different fish for the purpose of just having different names and that's it.
I like what Theater said. Someone could start a business where you could send them pics of your tunes and they can make 3D images of them. Thank you.
Yeah.
Actually, my favorite thing to do is send pics of my tunes to artists and then getting character art made of my character in a much cuter form. May not have an anime aspect of this game, but I can certainly get my character drawn like an anime character.
Honestly, in today's day and age, it wouldn't be far-fetched to have somebody who's like a 3D artist to be able to have the ability to take your character in game and be able to 3D print it out and then maybe even paint it up for you. Granted, it'd probably cost you like $500 to get it done.
You can send
$600 to get it done.
Yeah, true.
But yeah, it would just be because you can get stuff like they use it for machinima all the time, where it's like they take a wireframe and they take the 3D model from a game and slap it on there and they make the characters dance and everything.
Mm-hmm.
They could do that with the WoW characters, and that way they could get a 3D representation, clean it up a bit, smooth everything out, and then print it out from that, and then paint it up for you. If I were artistic, I would jump on that in a minute. Because I'm sure with all of the games and all the people who wail out hardcore on some of those games worldwide, there's got to be a couple a month that would actually buy into that.
Yeah, your own action figure. I would actually, the thing that I would wail out on is cosplay of my, like either my character or a well-known main character in the storyline. I would totally wail out for that. I'd be like, okay, saving it for a year and I'm buying a very high quality version of this cosplay. Let's do it.
I mean, someday, because we should be having the statues of our characters in game, right? So at least of a certain package and up. So someday maybe we'll get a 3D printed figure of our characters to put on the shelf behind us. Which, by the way, sorry we still haven't put anything up on the walls to make it interesting, guys. We're getting there. I'm
trying to plan to cover up the blinds over here because I don't find them that cute. I want to get like a sheer pink thing back here. Just
what are you talking about? Those blinds are adorable.
I had one made with Hero Forge for a D&D character I wanted nice.
Okay, you just completely just ignore that. No comment. Just no comment.
What am I supposed to say? What is a correct response to that?
I don't even know. I think maybe you had the correct response, actually. Just ignore it and move along. Don't encourage it.
Man.
All right. Well, Coffee, I did scribble down those questions there you had. We're going to definitely bring those up when we get another dev on. Or, hey, we may even just forward these along at some point to other question answer sessions. And forward it along and say, we have someone from our community who says they would like to know the answer to these questions.
Yes.
Hey, phone, you shush. We're not talking to you.
Sometimes, because I own an Android phone, I'll tell my dog, "Good girl," and Google will be like, "Doo doo," and I'm like, "No."
Wrong girl. Wrong girl.
But
Yeah. Does anybody else find anything fun and interesting going on out there in the community?
You should all submit those questions for the live stream. True.
Yeah, I know it's shut down already for the one that coming up on Monday.
30th, yeah.
So we can't do that one. But certainly for a future one. Absolutely. But I mean, there's also the potential for, like I said, if we can get Mr. Bard on, Mr. Jeffrey Bard, he is a game designer, so some of those are design related questions. I might be able to get him to answer those.
When you get the RTX cards, just use the background. I always lose my mouse, I'm telling you.
Yeah, what's this? Cool stuff. Download free GeForce wallpapers. Alright, so I gotta turn on JavaScript to be able to see that. I suppose I'll trust the link.
Yeah, I'm not really one for backgrounds with like people's products.
Yeah,
it does look cool.
Unless I get a major discount on it,
yeah,
I will save their money for the advertising. But man, I do really want at least like the 3070.
Yeah.
Then again, right now I really wouldn't. All that power I wouldn't be making use of because of my processor and motherboard. They are still like
Potato.
2014 models, so they're still, yeah, exactly. They're still not quite up to date. So they're going to cause a big bottleneck with a brand new card. But one of these days, I'm going to get me a Ryzen. I'm going to get me a PCI 4 capable motherboard and a 3070, 3080, and I'll be good. I'll be happy. Life will be good. The Threadripper. Yeah, see, I don't even know.
Thank
Like,
you.
see, I've always been an Intel person just because I guess I had a bad experience with AMD video cards too many times. And I'm like, well, why the do I want to trust them for processors? But apparently they're turning out some really good processors now. So I know the Threadripper is a thing. I have no idea exactly what it is. Was that like the Ryzen 8s or something? Or is that like a certain tier, like calling it an i7 or an i9 is just a tier of chip?
I'm not really sure.
Shout out to Coffee Drinker with the Threadripper recommendation.
I'm actually going to be changing this if you guys have any requests, because while I appreciate shout outs, I don't know, unless it's our guest, I don't really like doing random shout outs throughout stream. Unless it's on topic, like shout out to the Ashes of Creation wiki for keeping up to date with stuff, for example, or Ashes posts, etc. So if you guys would like to recommend some ideas for what we could do channel points for, I would not mind. Maybe even unlocking an emote or something. 16 cores, I think. I don't remember.
Oh, the Threadrippers are 16. The 16 cores, yeah, those are not cheap. I think the one I was looking at was like the 3900, and it was a 12 core, and it was like $400. But the 5900 was 16 cores, and it was like 700.
I have 6 core. Okay.
So it's quite the steep increase. Which honestly, like everything that I use, there's not much that I use that would actually require 16 cores. Like even like solid gaming only uses 1 or sometimes 2. Like not many games are multi-core compatible. I forget if there's been any comment on that with Ashes, if it's going to be multi-core or not.
Yeah.
Which I guess you could probably look up Unreal 4 and see if even that supports multi-core at all. But aside from that,
$1 for a point. We don't have money to be giving out like that.
56,000 points. We'll give you a penny a point. Wait, what? Wait, hold on. That would still be too much.
Jack Monroe says that they're new to PC.
Oh, welcome to the real world of gaming. Consoles are good and all, but PC is where it's at, man. PC is where it's at.
In my opinion, yeah. Just because there's like so much more power in a PC that you can't put into a console without making it crazy expensive.
Well, I mean, it's already
Not like
really
they aren't
expensive
already.
for a PC. What's your gaming computer cost? Oh, like $3,000. Oh,
Cheers.
thank you for the cheers. Oh.
Thank you. Wait, you got it? Okay, ready. Cheers. Oh, I don't have a
Cheers.
fancy mug. I just have a bang.
Oh, I do. Mwahaha. Yum.
A toast to Air. Thank you, Air, for the love. If
Much
only you can
appreciated.
convert channel points into bits, that'd be cool. 2,500, but close. Yeah. Well, we don't even have
Yeah,
that
see,
much.
it's still too much. Yeah.
If I had 2,500 right now, we wouldn't be staring at the Black Friday deals going,
I wish we could. It's crazy. Got everybody tempting me. I'm looking around at like Samsung and Sony and Dell and everybody. They're all taunting me.
Rude, I tell you, rude.
All right, well, the day has been very much fun.
Yes, I agree.
Thoroughly enjoyed the random convo and chitty chats. And thank you everybody who has stopped by. I think we should probably be wrapping up right about meow though. Really appreciate your time. Love that you guys stopped by. And even though we're not doing anything crazy exciting and didn't have a guest on today, we just wanted to kind of hang out with you guys and, you know, shoot the breeze. And thank you very much, Woodchip, for your gift of subs. And thank you, Air, for your cheer. And thank you, everybody else, just for talking with us. That's very valuable in and of itself, and not to be discounted.
Yes. Thank you guys.
And the ears
for...
are going?
Yeah, well, so it was going, but it was such a yellow, and I don't think yellow shows up very well.
No.
So I have to change it. So I was changing it to something that's a little easier to see. And thank you so much for the follow. I appreciate that. We appreciate that. Sorry, it's not just a one-man show over here. But
I'm just, you know, I'm just a guy on a mic. That's it. She does everything.
Well, I do all the streaming things. He does all the editing. I just wish I could help him. But thank you for giving us your time during this holiday weekend of Black Friday and Cyber Monday and Thanksgiving, and there's leftovers probably in the fridge for you to eat. So yeah, thank you for giving us your attention for the evening, and we will don't hug me.
Don't
okay,
hug me.
sorry, I won't hug you.
Jeepers.
Jeez. But
Getting
you know,
violent over there.
right? Jeez. Thank you, Shinaso from the Ashes. Hearts to you guys as well. 8 feet away. Well, I see. I'm over the internet, so if I hug you, it doesn't count. You know. Or is it 6?
Yeah, right.
I mean, 8 sounds safer. So
Digital hugs. Digital hugs.
But we'll be back next week, our normal time, talking about the new Big Monday thing that they're talking about. You know.
Yeah, so whatever happens there, we'll see. We'll see what happens. But I guess we could probably do a raid on Virtek if anybody's into survival games.
Sure, we could do that just to support another friend who does some Ashes content.
Yeah, for those who don't know him, because I know I see some newer names. Virtek is another Ashes content creator, not like official content creator. But
Monday is the official Intrepid Ashes of Creation live stream. They moved it to Monday. What time is it? Like 11?
It's a good question. You know what? Give me a moment to dig it out of the Discord, and I will post it right in there.
I stopped streaming. I was playing D2, but servers are down. Oh no, I was gonna raid you guys, but you saw you're winding down. Oh no, we're raiding each other.
Oh no.
Well, welcome in,
Yeah, we were just about to try to send our people over to you. Look at that.
Oh man. Well, yeah, D2. I have a friend who's hooked on that right now. He was playing when they brought the servers down before the expansion. He was like, literally, there's just like the sun and an explosion. It says darkness is here or something like that. And I was like, oh, that sounds dramatic and kind of lame in terms of like,
right?
wow, and then just nothing and just like offline. But Friday they may have a new cosmetics out. True.
Yep, there you go. There's the Twitter post. That is Monday, November 30th at 11 a.m. PST. And it's twitch.tv/Ashes of Creation.
2 p.m. Eastern time.
And yeah, Jack, that is going to be the live stream from the developers of the game themselves. They do, they present a big Q&A at the end for questions from the community and such.
Yeah.
So it's good stuff.
That is a great question, Shanias. Shanaso. Sorry, I keep calling you Shanias. I don't know what the heck is going on with my mind. I'm sorry.
You gonna be all right there? You gonna survive? You gonna be able to read with words stuff?
Slowly. My mind is dying slowly.
Yeah, December 2nd at 11 a.m. Pacific is when it's gonna switch over. So
Oh, you already got
next
that.
week.
Pulling that up.
Got a couple days left. In case you haven't seen them, here you go. I'll toss this out here. This is the next monthly, or the cosmetics right now that are available.
Yes.
And this right here, by the way, Jack, in case you missed that, this is a sneak peek of one of the pieces of the new armor and other cosmetics that are coming out in December.
I'm also looking at chat through a light ring, so the light is hitting me in the face, and then beyond that is chat. So sometimes I misread things, and I'm sorry. The main tank.
These things, they happen.
Hi, Flipstick.
Yeah, there you go.
Uh-oh.
That's the leak that we have. Maggie put that out just like 2 days ago in the Discord.
Gosh. Sorry, I thought you meant Destiny 2 and not Diablo 2. Well, you said D2, and the only D2 I've seen a lot recently is Destiny 2, so. I'm ashamed. I'm ashamed. I'm sorry.
Howdy doody, Flumpstick. You are just in time for us to say hello and goodbye.
Yep. Yeah, me neither. Virtek, me neither. But
I mean,
one
I
of our
love playing
friends,
them, but I'm not great.
Yeah. One of our friends got invited to the Diablo thing too and was like, okay, peace. And we're like, but Genshin's life. And they're like, nope. Don't put the monitor behind the light ring. Yeah, well. Easy said than done.
This is what we got.
Thank you. This is from Razer. It's the Razer Kraken.
Eventually it'll focus. Yeah, the little lights on the ears and everything light up when people follow and stuff. They're durable. They're durable.
There's also a cosplay mode. So if you hook it up to a power source, you can just set a specific pattern, and then you could just connect it. And as long as that power source obviously has power, then it'll just do the little pattern thingy. I haven't tried it yet, but that's what it said in the booklet. So.
And I do believe there's also a little microphone you can pull out on the side.
Yep. Right there. But I don't use it. I use this one.
See. All right, well then,
with nobody to raid.
I was going to say, now that we have nobody to raid, I guess we'll just go ahead and duck on out. Again, thank you all for your time. We love you all. And we'll see you next week, once again, at 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Pacific.
Yeah, and we can't wait to talk about the latest and greatest with you.
Mm-hmm.
Peace.